One of my main goals for this year is to read more series and ensure I have a smaller TBR on my physical shelves. With that in mind, I have decided to start a series called Smashing That Series. The one way I have managed to get more series off of my physical TBR is by buddy reading the Shadowhunter series with my bestie. In this video, we will be tackling the Dark Artifices series. In short, the series is about Emma as she struggles with the death of her parents and tries to fight the feelings for her parabatai, Julian. All the while, a new war is brewing between the land of Faerie and the Shadowhunters, along with infighting from the Clave. So without any further ado, let's just jump right into it. Hello everyone, what's up and welcome back to another reading vlog. I'm quite excited for this vlog because I will be reading the Dark Artifices series. Anyway, so this is a buddy reader with my bestie, and this I believe is about Emma and her parabatai Julian, and you know, just like the things they go through, the challenges they go through, and yeah, I'm really excited for it. I just realized how like small the writing is. Why are we going to be tortured like this? I'm blind, man, I'm blind. Anyway, so book one, I'm gonna ask her if she wants to read up until Friday because I see there's 29 chapters, so it would be 7 chapters maybe today, 6 for the rest of the week. Is my mathing there? No, I don't know, I'll find out right just now. This might take a while. Why are the chapters so long? That is my question. Why? Like, I don't need a whole short story in a chapter. I just want a nice chapter. I'll update you when we get to say 25%. I think I'm gonna update you more on the first book than the rest of the books, mainly because the first book is usually where I can give a lot less spoiler thoughts, and going into book 2 and book 3 it's usually more spoilers. So maybe it's just out of context things that I mention, or you know, something that someone only would understand if they read the books. It's only 8:30 right now and I feel like I'm ready for the day. Let's go. Our power went off, so I moved to the kitchen, and then just after moving to the kitchen the power came back on again, and I was like, I'm staying there, you know, because we have the inverter by the kitchen for the fridge just in case the power goes out for a long time, you know, and I'm too lazy to move now. Anyway, update on the book. We've reached 20%. Well, I did. I don't know where Bestie is. And I'm really enjoying it so far. I'm enjoying the fact that if you know about the Shadowhunter series, or if you've read the Mortal Instrument series, it usually like gives a throwback to the books and to the characters that you've met before. And especially now, since I've read like the Infernal Devices and then the Mortal Instrument, you know, that kind of thing, and all the characters blend together, as well as the small novellas in between. It's really nice to just see the characters grow, and that's what I like about a series that is so big, is the characters that are intermingling into one another, and you know about them, you've grown emotionally with them. Especially there's this one character who's called Mark Blackwood, and you learn about his story early on in, I think, Heavenly Fire, and you grow with his siblings and his characters until you get now, where the impact of what is happening right now is just so much bigger and so much more fun to read about, and maybe just a little bit emotionally impactful, because we love Mark, we know Mark, and I don't know what's going to happen to Mark, but I don't know, it's just so fun. And Emma's turmoil with her the loss of her parents and everything, this is not a spoiler, like it's mentioned early in the book, so I just love like knowing what the characters went through and just slowly further emotionally building relationships with them like they're real people. Okay, cool. So, you know, that's what's going on in my mind, but I'm really enjoying it. The chapters are so long though. Like I was saying to my bestie, I love this book so far, but the chapters, I think the last chapter I read was over 40 pages long, and I was just like, like I'm dying. I'm listening to it on audio, but it's still, it's like, okay. And it's not like things are not progressing. It's not stagnant or anything. There's not a point where you think, okay, this is dragging out so far. There's not a point where it feels like, oh, we're just going day by day slice of life things. No, it's actually moving along, and it's actually so fun to read about. I think I will be enjoying this much better than the Mortal Instrument series. Sorry, not sorry. That was, I don't know what happened there, but the first time I read it, it was fine. The next time I read it, it was just like, I cannot vibe with these people. Simon, I think, is the only character that I really enjoyed, especially when he was a vampire. But now, yeah, did I almost spoil something? Okay, let me just say, Simon is one of the characters that I enjoyed a lot. Yes, there were times times. There were times. There were times where I thought he was kind of like, not manipulating Clary, but there's a word I'm looking for and I can't remember what it is. But the way he acts towards her and he tries to guilt trip her, that was what I was looking for, into how she was with Jace and everything, especially with her turmoil with Jace as well. And I was just like, dude, I don't like you right now. But I think from book 5 on, I really enjoyed him as a character, especially his small short stories in Tales from the Shadowhunter Academy. I loved him. I'm curious to see what is going to happen in this book because I have a few theories, but obviously because it's a trilogy, you know, I can't say for sure that I know what's going to happen. All I'm thinking is right now I'm vibing, getting along with everything. Hello, everyone. I'm not going to lie to you. I completely forgot to update you at all. But hey, I did make progress in Lady of Midnight. Yeah, that's what it's called, Lady Midnight. Still really enjoying it. Don't have much to say. This is a useless clip. Okay. I was gonna do my reaction on chapter 12 because Bestie said something happens. I just have to wait for it. But I first need to answer her. These two are so beautiful together. I cannot. I love them. I adore them. Hello everyone. Happy Monday. I am shamefully coming back to you because I completely forgot to update this vlog somewhere along the line. Okay, let me get the book first. So my bestie and I finished, I was like, this is wrong because I'm thinking of Lord and Shadows. We finished Lady Midnight on Friday and I'm thinking this book is close to a 4.5, 4.75. I really enjoyed the storytelling in this. I say this with every book I read of Cassandra Clare, but it's so shiny. You can just see how she progresses in her writing and the way things are written between the characters, the dialogue, the world building. I really love Cassandra Clare's world building. I really enjoyed this book. I am also a big Friends to Lovers fan. I don't know how to give it, not to give it away, but let's just say there were some tension moments between these two and I really adore that. I got those, you know, that butterfly feeling when you're vying for a group of characters, well, group I mean, if you're vying for a few characters and all of a sudden they just like they kiss or they have this tension filled moment and you're like, that's so good. And that's what happened in this book and I really loved it. I also loved the epilogue of this. The epilogue just wrapped it in such a good way that just set up for the rest of the books and I'm so excited to see where this is going. I think that's all my thoughts. I actually thought I was going to talk more about this book because it is the first book in the trilogy and I didn't want to spoil the rest of the books, but we've moved on to Lord of Shadows now and I can say I'm still enjoying it as much as I enjoyed the first one. The cover intrigues me a lot. Like I'm trying to figure out, this is the city and trying to figure out who this is. I'm assuming this is Julian because this must have been Emma. Anyway, not the point I'm trying to make. So we finished the first 6 chapters today and naturally, as we usually do, we end the chapter or the chapters that we were supposed to read on a cliffhanger. So I'm curious to see where we are going to go from here. Obviously because it's in the beginning of the book, I don't foresee it's going to be something major. I just foresee it something as a very good tension-filled plot for now. I also have questions with regards to the ending of this book because something doesn't make sense, but as I told my bestie, I think it's going to be cleared up eventually. We don't know when, but somewhere between this book and the third book, everything's going to get cleared up. So I'm excited to dive into this, as I usually am. I'll see you when I probably have more thoughts. I was so in my own world, I completely forgot to talk to you about Lord of Shadows. We are currently, I think this is 50%, over 50%, maybe 55%, I don't know, into the book. I'm enjoying it. There were parts where they went to Faerie, especially the Unseelie Court, and I love that there's like this new world that we explore, especially with the Unseelie Court, and some characters returned that there wasn't such a big deal wasn't made that I was like okay, are we just not going to discuss the fact that this person was missing and now she's like, hey, by the way, I know how to help you with your certain issues, and I'm just like, okay, we're rolling with it. So I'm intrigued to see where we are going. The problem is it feels like not like nothing is happening. There's a lot of bad guys that we need to fight right now, and it's exhausting to say the least, because on one end you have to fight people who want to take over the institution, which is kind of like the infernal devices, but on the other hand you have to look for someone, and you have to fight the people of the Unseelie Court and try to deal with the cold piece, and everything is just a mess right now. I can't remember when was the last time I updated you. I think it was somewhere in the middle of Lord of Shadows or something. I'm actually having a hard time writing this book because the ending, I was not happy with this ending. Not that it was a bad ending, it was a heartbreaking ending. I'm torn between a 3 and a 4 star because not a lot happened in this book. Like, it was just, how can I say, traveling and training and, you know, things going somewhat wrong, and then we're going back to the original issue, and I don't know, it felt like it was just circling around the whole time. So yeah, I'm torn between a 3 and a 4 star. And also I didn't update you because I got sick. So I got the flu and I didn't want to talk to the camera because I was feeling like utter crap. So I think if I'm feeling like this, I'm gonna give it a 3.5 stars. Yeah, not much happened. So I like the dynamic between Julian and Emma and the turmoil they are going through, but at the same time I'm like, okay, like I'm getting bored now, can we get to the resolution type of thing? But I'm gonna stop talking about the ending because if you haven't read it you wouldn't know. If you have read it you would know. There was a fly dying on my bookshelves and I was just waiting for it to just like pass over, and now it just got a second life because it was lying on its back and going bzz the whole time, and now it just flew. Like, anyway, where was I going with this? My bestie and I were talking about some of the characters, and one character in particular that this thing happened to. I'm not as attached to this character as I wanted it to be, but I think the turmoil and the emotions that the other characters went through actually impacted me more than the fact that what happened to this character. And so it was a nice segue to go into Queen of Ain Darkness, where everything was just chaos and everything was just heartache. And we are currently on chapter 6 now. We're not far. Apparently, according to Storygraph, we are 13% into the book. And I was like, oh. We did agree to do this over 7 days, so until Sunday, because otherwise we would have been reading until chapter 7. And chapters 1 and 2 were so long. I don't understand the reason why these pages are so clunky or chunky or whatever. But yeah, I told my bestie, I was like, it just ends on page 870, because usually you get like pages afterwards, like blank pages, and then look out for the next books. No, this is just, it ends. I haven't really looked at the words there because I don't want to spoil it, and I don't think there is a spoiler or something. Like, I know how things are going to work out in the end. Not exact. I know it's going to be a good ending. Hopefully this does end well for our characters, because there's so much turmoil. Zara and her father, I almost said her brother, I really dislike. I disliked her in Lord of Shadows, but right now she is so childish. And I'm assuming she's supposed to be 18, 19, but the way she carries herself is like a 15-year-old who just wants everyone to feel not bad for her, but like focus on her, and the attention must always be on her. And I'm like, you didn't get enough attention when you were a child, did you? I don't know, she's just annoying as hell, hoping she doesn't have a redemption arc. Her father is also questionable at best. I don't understand, and my bestie was explaining in every book, the Clave is always, they do what they want because they can, because they are the Clave. When are they going to realize that there's something wrong, something like a bad seed in the Clave? Who the hell is making the Clave just decide what they want to do? So anyway, that's the tangent we went on this morning. I think it's going to be a slow one because yeah, tomorrow is till pay chapter 10. We're doing 5 a day. Yeah. So going to be slow progress, but we're making progress nonetheless. I'm sorry this vlog is like so blah. I feel blah, so the vlog is blah. Yeah, have fun for you. Hello everyone. I haven't updated this vlog at all since yesterday, so I'm sorry about that. Every time I think this is going to be successful, then I get sidetracked with other stuff. But to be fair, today we had to go do some shopping, and then I saw the state of my fridge and I was like, I really need to clean that. So while doing that, I also didn't show it because it gets boring after a while. Anyway, I finished our chapters for today for Queen of Ain Darkness. We did make a dent in it, and we could finish it today, but after all this thick part, the action is finally happening. So needless to say, this was a very boring book. I did enjoy some parts, but I'm ready for it to be over now. I don't know what to say about this book. I feel like it shouldn't have been this long. And I told my bestie yesterday, I was like, the significance of the story being called Queen of Air and Darkness and the character attached to that felt really underwhelming. I was like, why'd you name the book after a person that's just there? Like, they don't have any significance. The only significance they have is running after a person they think they should be protecting, and then they just end up being killed anyway. I didn't enjoy this book as much as I wanted to. I don't think my bestie did either. We kept complaining. We were like, can the story just continue? Can it not be stagnated around the fact that both Emma and Julian shouldn't be together, but then they are together, and then they're like, oh no, but we cannot. And it's a continuation throughout the 3 books. It got annoying. I am a big sucker for friends to lovers. I was hoping for a slow burn. We didn't get a slow burn. We got teen angst at its best. And then also the issue between Christina and what's his name, Mark, as well as Mark and Kieran, and Christina and Kieran. It was a big mess, and I was just like, y'all need to sort yourself out. I mean, just do something about it. So it did obviously end on a happy ending. The only reason I'm giving this 3 stars is because of that cliffhanger ending. And I was like, I thought we were done with this series. Turns out there's more coming. I'm happy this is done. So I think we're going to read The Ghost Market next. I don't know. Not sure. I'm quite disappointed in these books. Like, I liked the first 2, but this one was just so boring and so long. Especially the second last chapter. I think it was over an hour and a half long. And I was like, I am bored. So there was a shining moment in it between Magnus and Alec. So I like that part, but the rest of it was just so draggy. So yeah, 3 stars. And with that, I'm going to end this vlog. Hopefully I have enough footage. And I'll see you guys in the video next week.